I'm always repenting for my ancestors, yeah. Demons know that we vex us, so they test us, yeah. Haters trying to throw L's on us like Lexus, yeah. We storing riches up in heaven, yeah, that's investment, yeah. Hebrew, Israelite isn't a hate group. We follow the laws, no matter the cause. That don't mean we hate you. They warring with us like Hussein do. Then they try to blame us like it ain't you. Got the demons posing like they angels. Yeah, I gotta go deep like the faith do. In the beginning was good and evil. Now we all at the end. It's the same too. When the most I'm not playing with y'all too. Yeah, you got to come down like the rain do. You gon' baptize the world in a flame pool. And that waterproof like it's rain shoes. Christ and break out, can it save you? And I hope y'all repent cause you can't shoot. Sorry. Repent for my ancestors, yeah. Demons know that we vex up, so they test us, yeah. Haters trying to throw L's on us like Lexus.
All right, all right, all right. Shalom, 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 y'all. Shalom. It's Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat. And as you can tell by the title of the show, we're going to be coming straight down the middle. This show is a show that's going to help you separate the signal from the noise. You know, if I could speak in radio terminology, y'all please put a 10 in there if the audio is good, if y'all can hear clearly. Shalom to y'all. Just come on in, and we're gonna get started here soon. It's good to see y'all in there. And like I said, as you could tell by the title of the show, I'm gonna try to shed some light and help clear some things up for people because, yeah, there's a lot going on out there, as usual, you know, in the Hebrew community. And what we're gonna be doing is putting Hebrew Israelite community issues into perspective, okay? And this isn't a, you know, I should have put into a practical perspective. And that word practical is so important because it's just really going to help clear things up and simplify things. It's really not a whole bunch of gossipy type stuff to talk about when you're trying to put things into practical perspective with all the stuff you see going on out there today. All right. All right, so let me do this. Let me pull up my notes. There we go. All right. All right. So, yep. Shalom. Shalom, Brother Sheldon. Good to see you in there. Shalom, Brother Steve. Like I said, y'all let me know how the audio is in there, and then we're gonna move on ahead and we're gonna get started with things. So yeah, let's see. All right. So yeah, y'all. You know, there's definitely a lot going on out there. From my vantage point, from what I can see, and you know, all right. Thanks, Brother Sheldon. Thanks, Trace. All right. So when I look out there, you know, when the way I operate, the way I move is that I look at the signs of the times. When I look out there, man, I'm looking at what they're doing with this vax, the jab. That's what it says. I look at the agenda with that and how they're making sure they're absolutely silencing any voice of opposition against getting their, you know, monkey pus shot that they done created for who knows what their agenda is. Everywhere I look, like I see an aggressive move for them silencing anybody opposing that. Even to the point where I heard something yesterday where, you know, even official government stuff that's like, and licensed people, a fit like that are, as far as their credentials and everything goes, they can speak on it. It's not just some random YouTuber, and they're even silencing them. So there is a absolute agenda against that. So I'm looking at those times. I'm looking at just the general atmosphere of heathens out there, people who are not in this truth. Uh, they're losing their minds. There's shootings to the point where, Pastor Dow's been telling people to get out of these cities, to get away from the general public, because the general public is generally crazy. I saw an article where a girl, a 3-month-old or 4-month-old child, baby, was 3-month-old, shot in the head in Chicago. And then the mother decided it's time to move, and it's like, it just, I could go on and on. I look at what's going on as far as with China, and on a geopolitical scale with these other nations, how they're building up, how they're catching up to us and all that. So I look at that. I look at the political climate and see, down here where I'm at, we're in a pretty far extreme right area. So I hear things, and these people ain't playing around. And believe it or not, when you look at it, when you look at the history, and even you look in the Word, you read the Gospels, there's really no difference between politics and religion. Religion is something that the Catholic Church came up with, but politics is ruling the people, governing the people, the laws that govern the people. Who's going to be ruling over the people? Yah, the Most High Yah rules over us. You know what I'm saying? So, and you see that when you hear people talk about politics, Democrat, Republican, like how extreme it is, and how these people are ready to die over this stuff. So I see stuff like that. So all that stuff I look at, because it's a clock of where we're at and what's going on. Okay. And then at times I look back at the Hebrew community, I look at what's going on, what has went on when I was, because I've been all through it. I got a pretty good, I would say, kind of, for lack of a better word, like understanding of, what the Hebrew Israelite community has to offer. And, I'm just keeping it 1,000 to put things in perspective. They're not really offering a lot. A lot of people, when I became part of Straightway, a lot of people they were done with me, never heard from them again to date. Which, it doesn't matter, neither here nor there, but they weren't seeing what I was seeing. They didn't share the same perspective I had, because there's a lot of noise in the Hebrew Israelite community. One of the big things going on now is the whole veggie brew thing with the vegan Hebrews and this whole Nazarene doctrine, all that, to where some of those people I was following some of their teachings about herbs, but what you learn, because I've been in these positions before, what you learn, people be going off and coming up with new stuff, and you take the good and throw out the bad and keep it moving. If y'all been watching my show lately, I'm definitely moving in big on health, because that's another big, huge elephant in the Hebrew Israelite room that people aren't dealing with. It. I would say the two biggest elephants in the room that never get dealt with in the Hebrew Israelite community as a whole are going to be health, diet. You could couple those two together, health and diet, and relationships. Just learning how to interact with each other in a righteous biblical way. And mind you, all this information is right there in two books that are literally undisputable in the content they put out, and it's hard to misinterpret what's being said there. And that's the book of Proverbs and the book of Sirach Ecclesiasticus. Those two books teach you how to love your brother as you love yourself, teach you how to really love Yah and actually worship him and do what he actually says and not just be talking. I mean, it really lays it out. The other thing is diet. I mean, that's all through the book as far as eating healthy, taking care of yourself. I'm not a veggie super brew, but I am cleansing, trying to lose weight and trying to get in better shape. So I've absolutely eliminated a whole bunch of stuff from my diet. But in Sirach Ecclesiasticus, it tells you, you know, you can eat meat, but it tells you to eat it sparingly because it causes sickness. Okay, eating too much of it. So everything in moderation. But anyway, that's not what I'm sitting here to harp on. Is I'm more here to really address kind of the lack of perspective going on in the Hebrew Israelite community, where people are just so caught up in stuff that is fruitless, you know, to where you can literally, I'll show you what you could do with a lot of this stuff. All right. You can literally, on a lot of the stuff out there, hold on. So, y'all give me a minute here. All right, so you can literally do this, okay? Like when somebody goes off, what you looking for? What brush? You can hit the unsubscribe button. The steel brush, it's in here. Like a lot of cleaning brushes are in there. Here go the metal brush, the little one. You need a. This will work too. Put that on the drill. You ain't gonna clean that sealing liner.
No, that's going to.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but yeah, you could literally fix all this stuff by hitting the unsubscribe button and keeping it moving. But I think a lot of Hebrew community, and mind you, I'm just pointing some stuff out, but then the bulk of this is gonna be solutions, okay? But a lot of Hebrew community is caught up in kind of a form of religious entertainment, religialism or whatever. They're sitting there debating over all this stuff in the word and whether the word is valid and all this stuff like that. But something Pastor Dow said in his message yesterday that deeply resonated with me was he knows from studying, you know, what's valid in the word and all that. But the thing is, even more so, he knows from living it out, from actually living off land, living around saints and all that, how heavy and how true and some of the deeper truths that a social mediaite or a veggie brew or a isolationite or some of these Hebrews who are basically just not doing a damn thing but talking. Talking and reading. He knows he can understand the word on a deeper level because he's walked it out on a deeper level. And even me, to a certain extent, I'm learning the word on a deeper level by living it out, by being around brothers and sisters, by truly learning to sacrifice everything I have. You know what I mean? Um, by investing your whole life in this, truly, you truly get a deeper understanding of this truth. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's why, for me, I come in, I check in on all the silliness going on from a distance and then keep it moving because I see people staying very much stagnant. um, I hear and see a lot of same stuff that was going on in the Hebrew community when I kind of checked out and became a part of Straightway. You know, we're here, we're building businesses or building a business together as a with brothers and sisters that are part of Straightway Florida down here. We're building it together. People of varying ages and all that, and just doing it in a righteous, holy way. When I say a righteous, holy way, I'm talking about actually utilizing principles in the Bible to function together more efficiently and effectively. I mean, and when you read the book, a lot of stuff in there is economics too, how to operate and work together. And it's just sad what I see. It's like people can't see this. I'm resounding the horn for, man, if you live in a city, get out. Like, I'm really trying to warn people, get out of the damn cities, man. They are damned. Y'all's trying to get you out of there. Y'all saw the article where a 3-month-old or a 4-month-old baby was shot in the head due to gang warfare. You have to get out the city. You're gonna catch a bullet. You're a sitting duck. Come out from among them. You don't want to be around a bunch of wicked people. You're not gonna grow. You're gonna grow being around your people. Okay. A lot of the brothers and sisters out there, that's something they can't even fathom or consider. Okay. So let me do this. I want to see if I could play that on there. I might be able to actually play it on here. Let me see. All right. So it says, now this is no, that wasn't it. Yep, here it is. Chicago is the worst. Mother leaving city after baby shot in head. All right. So hold on. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Let me get this up. And stuff like this put the jumper cables on me, man. I be feeling some type of damn way. So I'll be shocked I get all turned up after this. I'm serious.
Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing.
Now her mom is speaking out. Elizabeth.
All right, hold on. All right, I'm gonna turn this up. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Y'all should be able to put it right here near the mic.
At just 4 weeks old, she nearly lost her life in a senseless shooting. Now her mom is speaking out.
Elizabeth Matthews is here now with that story. Elizabeth. According to this 1-month-old baby who turns 2 months old on Saturday is lucky to be alive. She was shot in the head earlier this month in Inglewood. Today we sat down with her mom and learned that 7 years ago she was also shot in Inglewood. She tells us her family is now done with this city.
About time.
I'm getting up out of here today. I got to leave Chicago. I love the city, but I can't stay here anymore.
Taisha Banks says her daughter, Tariana, continues to recover like a champ, or blurring her face to protect her identity as the victim of a crime. At just 4 weeks old, she was shot in the head while in a car seat near 66th and Halstead. That shooting was caught on surveillance video, shows 3 men getting out of a black Jeep and firing in all different directions. Tariana, along with 6 adults, were wounded. The bullet, which is still in Tariana's head, broke her skull but did not puncture her brain.
I didn't ever think my baby was going to die because she was just looking at me like, Mama, what happened? She never stopped breathing. You know, I never had one doubt in my mind that she was going to leave me. I did.
The strength on that mom's face. So Tariana will likely need more surgeries in the future.
So it's like, how much does it take? You know what I'm saying? Like, how stubborn are people, man? Like, if you know, if you in this truth and you can't discern that you need to get out of there, you know. And then the bad part, she was shot. It's like, you know, I don't know what it takes. Like, people, you know, people see this. I mean, hopefully that motivates you to get the heck up out of these cities, get from around these heathens, and you know, get yourself properly situated. You know, get a serious minded group of people together, so you can actually begin to move forward and really grow and move forward in this thing. But yeah, and I thought the child had gotten killed. Thank God she didn't. You know, she did live. But it took that for her to get up out of there. You know, and it shouldn't take all that. All right, so let me go back to where I was at. You know, what I see out there, part of the reason for, you know, the bulk of folks out there just being so stagnant is they're looking at the literal understanding of the word and not the spirit of the word. You know, and when I say the spirit of the word, what is the practical application that the word is trying to convey, or that paragraph or those writings? Like Pastor Dow was talking about the writings of Paul, and how there's stuff in there that you would only know living communally, living in that type of situation, you'd be able to see the deep truth in that. If you're some dude living in the city doing YouTube videos, you're not gonna see it, you know. And there's a lot of stuff in there like that. But a lot of people just caught up in microanalyzing textual criticism and all this stuff like that, and not just doing the basic, simple stuff that's all through the book that you can't miss. You know, they'd rather just sit there and microanalyze it. All right, let's see here. And a lot of this, man, you look at a lot of, like, I look at a lot of the assemblies, ministries, camps, and stuff like that I've dealt with, been affiliated with, or whatever in the past. And it's like, man, there's different spirits on them. And what you got to do, like when you're looking at an assembly or a ministry, it's almost like you're gonna look at these places and some of the stuff is so commonplace and so what's the word, standardized. Like there's probably 98% of the ministries out there are kind of at the foundational level built around a Christian model. I mean, if your ministry is basically just, you know, you listening to someone teach and giving them money, you basically, it's just Christianity rehash, you know. Like I said, when I got out there, the only ministry I saw actually teaching the word and then actually pushing people to do it to the highest degree in every way, shape, or form possible, is going to be Straightway. Like, the main thing about Straightway is that they're always open to growing in how they can do the word more. That's how we are here, you know, how we can walk it out to a higher degree. And in doing that, you receive the fruits of those types of labors. Is one of the main reasons why this is so stagnant in the Hebrew Israelite community. And the other big thing, and this goes right back to these camps and all assemblies and all this stuff out there, is at the end of the day, man, a lot of these people, they don't care whether they right or wrong. They just like being in that position. You know what I'm saying? They like being in a position of power. And you know, they cool. Like, they have no ambition for things to change because they're in a comfortable, good spot. You got them in a good spot. And that's the main purpose. Here at Straightway, the purpose is for you to grow. And you're in a win-win deal where if you grow, the ministry grows. It helps the ministry. It's a brotherhood. It's literally a nation. It might be called Straightway Ministries, but it's literally functions like an independent nation. You know what I'm saying? Governed by rules and laws that are in Yah's word. These other places I've been around there, the rules and laws they have are kind of surface level. They kind of more or less govern, you know, what y'all do when y'all meet up. But as far as your life, what are they doing for you? Like, what are these other assemblies doing for you when it comes to your economics? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, you know, how your family's operating. Like, are they trying to get you in a better place, in a better situation economically? Are they preparing you for things that are coming? Are they encouraging you to get healthy, get trained, get prepared? All those things, you know, these are questions you got to ask. Or are they just brainwashing you and manipulating you with their messages and making you feel good? You see what I'm saying? Or is that what they're doing? You know, y'all got to ask yourselves, man, where were you at a year ago? Where are you at now? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's sad what I see out there, man. But a lot of these ministries, the bulk of the ministries I've seen have a feminine spirit. One ministry in particular, you know, I ain't even gonna get into all that, but they borderline in, being gayfers. You know what I'm saying? Endorsing it. You know, it'd be the first Hebrew Israelite gayfer ministry. You know, and it's sad. But like I said, man, I think people are in a trance. I think these ministries have hypnotized people. Here's my same classes in every all right. Why the world? This is Mike Eric had the juice, aka that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check him out. Brother Eric. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's like part of the deception of Roman Catholicism is to pacify you into not doing anything and being a good citizen of the Roman kingdom, or the Greco-Roman kingdom, or the American kingdom. And they know that because the Yah's word is a book of action. Okay. And you know, it's his you can't get too far in the Bible and not see that it's action oriented. And then but a lot of people still, that's why I call most of these groups Catholic Hebrews, because that's the fruit they produce. They literally produce the only fruit produced by 90% of the Hebrew Israelite community. No, I'm gonna say 99% of the Hebrew Israelite community are videos, and then part of the other 1% is gonna be podcasts. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing other than that. They're not doing nothing. You don't see any businesses coming out. you see the same businesses that you see in the black community, one person businesses. Yeah, I sell jewelry. Yeah, I sell this. You know, they selling this one thing. But anything that takes a lot of people to come together and do, you don't see. And why? Because our people are stubborn, stiff-necked, and they will not be submitted to any type of authority. I had the same spirit on me, you know. It's part of the curses. And it's why you really don't see anything of any value coming out of the Hebrew community outside of videos, whether it be music videos or teachings. You'll see a couple conferences, but nothing comes out of it, and just a bunch of talk, you know. But when something does come together, it quickly deteriorates and falls apart, you know. It's hey, you know, and like I said, and I'm not Michael Elizabeth, if I'm putting something out there and I say something, I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna show it to you. But I mean, even if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see, or if anybody's been following Spiritual Combat for any meaningful amount of time, is gonna see that the change since I began with Straightway and became a part to now, the huge change, all the developments and stuff we have going on here. But that's the fruit. But I'm gonna go one step further. I talked to Pastor earlier this week, and what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be interviewing a lot, if not all, of the heads of assemblies and heads of fellowships and heads of communities in Straightway, so y'all can bear witness to what's going on, to the fruit being produced, and get a testimony, so it's not just coming from my mouth. Because I'm not just about doing videos there all day and time and talk. At some point, action has to come forth. So I talked to Pastor. He gave me the green light on interviewing everybody. I'll be interviewing other people in Straightway also, that are in Straightway, just getting testimonies and stuff from them. We're going to kick this interview series off by interviewing Pastor Dowell himself. He'll be on the show. He might even be on here today. You know, I got to see when he has time in his schedule. And it's just going to help people get a good idea of truly what's going on in Straightway Ministries. And I won't be your only vantage point and viewpoint on what's going on. You can go to some of these other brothers' YouTube pages and stuff like that, and actually see what goes on the communities, what they're doing, how they shaking and baking, and it'll be what's up. Somebody said, what about those who are not in Straightway? Brother Eric, explain what you mean. What about those that are not in Straightway? Type in what you mean. Are you asking? What should they do, or type in there what you mean by that? You know, just clarify a little better. But I'm gonna kind of try to go off what you ask, and I'm imagine you're saying, what should people do who are not in Straightway? It's very simple, like what anybody does. Y'all gave us eyes and ears. When you look and you see somebody doing something, and then you look in the book and it line up with the book, you do it. Why not do it? That's what I did. I went up to Ron Dalton's event, the greatest event to date in the Hebrew community. I don't think there'll be one again of that magnitude that brought that many facets of the Hebrew community together in a in an environment like that. It was a very professional event, but I went up there to that event. I saw Straightway. I met them. I listened to what they had to say, and I saw what they were doing. And I said, I'm doing that. And I said, I'm not going to why reinvent the wheel when they've been doing it for 30 years. I said, I'm joining. I'm going to become a part of that nation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to rock that way. And I haven't had any regrets. I mean, it's been nothing but forward movement. You know what I'm saying? So if you ask what about those who are not in Straightway, you know, I would say become a part of Straightway. Why aren't you a part of Straightway? That's what I might ask. A lot of it has to do with doctrinal issues. A lot of these folks have issues with the doctrine. I know I've had people reach out to me about wanting to learn more about getting on community. I'll tell you what, I've seen people see what Straightway were doing and buy land and start communities, but what a lot of people don't realize is they don't, like when you say Straightway or you say Pastor Dow, the first thing you think of is community living, community building, and stuff like that. Me, when I look at Straightway, I see spiritual development, like real spiritual development, or we could call it character development or biblical morality. You know what I mean? That's what I see. That's the secret sauce, you know, is actually doing what the word says. And you ain't seen nothing. You have really not bumped heads with the curses till you start dealing with our people and try them to be obedient to what they're told to do or asked to do, or be obedient to what they say they're going to do and all that. Or when you really implement this Bible in life. Because look, the bulk of the Hebrew Israelite community, and I know I might catch some flack for this, but what I saw, the bulk of the Hebrew community on a character level is not implementing the word. They're not. They're not growing on a Proverbs, Sirach, Ecclesiasticus level. You know what I'm saying? They're not developing their characters. All right, so Eric said the Israelites who are not in way, are you going to interview those who are not a part of the community? No, I'm interviewing. What I'm going to be doing, and you're going to see why I'm doing what I'm doing, Brother Eric. What I am going to be doing is interviewing heads of assemblies, heads of communities, heads of fellowships, and other individuals who are in Straightway Ministries, because it's going to give you a better picture of what's going on here and how we operate and how we rock. And you're going to begin to see a stark contrast, a large difference between how Straightway is moving according to the word, and then how everybody else is moving. And then it's going to make sense as to why they're moving. Where Straightway is just steadily moving ahead. Community after community popping up. You know, serious-minded people coming in, businesses forming, homes being built by our hands, like truly functioning as a set-apart nation. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the whole purpose of the interview series that I'm gonna be kicking off here. And you know, yeah, it's like that's the purpose of it. The interviewing people in the Hebrew Israelite community, I did that for years with the Spiritual Combat Show. You know, y'all seen that. Y'all seen all the people I've interviewed far and wide throughout the Hebrew community. Had them on there, you know. Now to my audience here, I'm gonna bring more, I'm gonna shed more light on what I'm doing and who I deal with and how things operate in Straightway. So people who are looking at Straightway, if you get a good witness in your spirit, you could call the dining hall number and become a part and become a part of people. And I try to say this in a humble way, because I know, man, people like, oh, we make them think they so good, but people who are truly righteously walking this thing out, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing some of the brothers and sisters right here in Straightway, Florida. You just looked over here, like, said's gonna probably be the first one. Matter of fact, no, I'm just kidding. said don't like anything outside of one-on-one communication. That's it. But no, I'm gonna be interviewing some of the brothers right here in Straightway, Florida. You get a witness of, you know, they'll tell you about the changes they've seen and all that, and you'll see, you know. And I'm not saying that people in the Hebrew Israelite community as a whole are not changing and growing, but what happens, there's a wall you hit in religion and in the Hebrew Israelite thing, and in a lot of these so-called assemblies and all these other Hebrew groups. There's a wall you hit. Sometimes you hit it sooner, sometimes you grow a lot further, but there's a wall you hit, and then that's it. And I hit that wall, and I was like, well, what the hell now? You know, what do I do now? You know? So yeah, yeah, we're gonna so that's what we're gonna be doing, man, because there's too much, y'all. There's just I've been in this thing for a little while, and all I see is just the same stuff regurgitated over, the same arguments, the same bickering, the same this, the same that. And dude, I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time to debate whether Paul is valid or not, when I'm watching what these people are doing with this vax, like how the agenda behind it. I'm watching what China's doing. I'm watching people die of health illnesses. Like, I'm watching, like, the article video I just showed you. I'm watching babies getting shot in their head in cities, and we debating about dumb shit. No. There's even Pastor was saying with this debate he got coming up, he's like, look, I'll see when I can do it. It's gonna be maybe a year from now. You know what I'm saying? Because what? Because we're actually doing this thing. You know? He's saying because we're actually doing this thing. That's why. It says, that's true. The Spirit will lead and guide you in the law. That's right. That's right. All right. And I'm telling you, man, you're not going to see these curses on you till you live with your brothers. You know, we live, it's about 4 families here, 3 families, and a couple other brothers. We all live together here. Hey, you're going to grow. You're gonna get sharp. A lot of people got a spirit of fear and a spirit of greed on them, or not greed, but a spirit of selfishness that the Greco-Roman beast system that we live in here breeds into you. A mammonistic, capitalistic spirit that's bred into you even when you're young in this society and culture. So it's hard for you to think in a Hebraic way and live in a Hebraic way. And I'm not talking about say all the Hebraic lingo and and be able to recite a scripture like this. You know, Judas could do that. You know what I'm saying? He could, you know, it's having the right spirit, being selfless, loving your brothers, you love yourself, you know, loving the Lord your God. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me check that. If y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, definitely put them in there. Somebody said facts. You won't know until you live with your brothers. Yeah. And I'll tell you, man, I be seeing stuff with myself. I'm like, man, let me go get another notebook, write down more shit. I just set that on a high, on the mountain of shit I got to work on in myself. That's how it is. You know, you're going to just see so much in you, you know. All right, let me see. Get this. We're gonna hit on. I'm gonna tell you, cause now I'm trying to tighten down the screws a little bit and keep it on the main point and on the core issue. All right, somebody said the Greco-Roman system started and is the New World Order. Yep, Rome, Greek, all that. Yeah, it's just Babylon revisited, just on a bigger, more controlling scale. And let me say this real quick. Something I kind of saw and thought about and realized, like, that's significant about this time that we're in right now, like never before. They've never had the attention of people like this ever in the history of man, where through these devices, the cell phones, through these devices, they are able to, and I really need to bang on this deep, they're able to captivate your attention. One of the main things that Facebook, YouTube, you name it, any of these media companies, social media marketing. I study social media marketing. You know, I ain't gonna say I study it. I know about social media marketing. I know how to do it on a kind of decent level. And if you do I tell you what, watch some videos on it. It's called the attention economy. Okay. Because your attention is it's a $1 billion, $1 trillion commodity now. Your attention is. And what they do, these companies hire psychologists, which I call wizards and warlocks, because they cast spells on you. But they hire psychologists or psychologists. I forgot what the difference is, but you know what I mean. People who study your brain. These companies hire them to figure out ways to keep your attention for longer periods of time. That's the big hustle in social media right now. And what they do is program algorithms into their systems to kind of tailor the feeds and everything to keep you locked in. And they've really ramped that up this year more. They've upgraded their algorithms so where, if you notice, man, when you're on Facebook, it's studying your habits of what you view. And that's why sometimes you just be like, and you got to snap out of that spell that's been cast on you by these wizards. Okay? So the significant thing, though, listen where I'm going with this, is like no time before in the history of man, they have never had your attention like that before, and they are able to control. They look at this on a big scale, and they see how they're able to control you, and that's why the government done locked down on these places about, we don't want them speaking about this. We want to get them all to take the mark. You see what I'm saying? They want to cause you to do stuff. You know, so and I don't know how all this gonna play out, but in some way, shape, or form, this thing is gearing up for the, you know, it's biblical. It's on a biblical scale. That's all I can say on that. But kind of got off topic, but with all that said, man, we gotta wake up. We gotta get involved with real ministries. I mean, if your ministry is not pushing you to do something to change your economic condition, if your ministry is not pushing you to get your kids out of the public or your children out of the public food system, if your ministry is not pushing you to get your wife off the job and in a safe place, you know, that's what this ministry do. They challenge you to grow, not just on a surface level, but true growth. They challenge you. They don't come do it for you, but they definitely show you the map. You have to get up and do the walking, you know. So Brother Eric said, yes, they do, and real witches and warlocks to cast spells over the masses at certain times of the year. Yeah. And I watch it, man. It is just so crazy because I watch literally, y'all. Man, I have to do a show on this. But the Hebrew Israelite community follows low-key society to a certain extent. Like I see how the Hebrew Israelite community as a whole will get swayed by society, and straightway keeps going straight way. And how do I know? Man, I'm gonna tell you what happens here sometimes. Like, I'm so busy working my job, running a business, running a community, becoming an herbalist, starting an herbalist business. So I'm so busy doing all this. Sometimes if I'm not paying attention, and fixing cars too. Well, training the brothers up on how to fix cars. But sometimes I get so caught up in that, I'll just kind of fade off into that for a couple months and then surface again and look at what's going on and get around people who are out here in the world. And I just see the contrast in me and them. Like, I don't got time to watch TV. Don't really got time to eat out at restaurants. Some halftime can't even make it to Walmart, you know, and don't got time to watch Hebrew Israelite videos for 4, 6. Oh, I saw a world record. One ministry did a 10-hour live stream. What in the hell are you doing for 10 hours live teaching? Or what are you teaching about? Like, you could have been doing it. You could have done it and showed them more than sitting there talking for 10 damn hours of somebody's life. It's like, damn, why don't you just go do it and they'll learn a lot more? I don't know. But I don't got time for all that. But sometimes I get a season period of time where I'm able to look at what's going on out there in the Hebrew community, and it's like, damn. It's like, yo, these people are literally on one of those hamster wheels, going around doing the same shit over and over again, and it's sad. And that's why I'm making more of an effort to document what we're doing. We, you know, y'all, a lot of y'all seen the picture we took. The Telecom crew. That's the company we have, and we recently we gotten into pro audio. We've added that to our repertoire. What we do a lot of networking stuff like voice over IP systems. We install and manage them. We install a lot of entry control systems like automatic doors and cameras, security cameras, all that. So that's what we do, you know. And what the brothers saw, listen, now, y'all, I'm getting ready to dagger some of these people. What we've been doing, what I've done with the brothers out here is we listen to Pastor Dow's teaching. I mentor the brothers one-on-one and together sometimes, tell them what we need to do. And we do a lot of projects together. We do swim training together. We do weapons training together. We do gardening together. We go on missions together. When I say go on missions, there was a season there where we visited a lot of communities in Straitway. We go do gardening, travel, you name it. And when we travel in convoys, you know. So it's like we work on these cars together. We rebuilt engines on cars together. So I work with the brother. I know they spirits. I know if they got a teachable spirit. So we've done that. And I see my weaknesses, my strengths, my weaknesses as a leader, a lot that I got to grow in and that I'm working on. I see their strengths and weaknesses. I talk to them about, I point them out. They see them, boom, 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 boom. And I talk. And I realize, hey, I'm repeating myself. I'm talking a lot. So then we went, and the brothers had gotten to a level where, hey, we went on a job together, on a serious professional job for Intelligon together. And I could tell by the way the brothers were operating that they could understand everything that I had been trying to tell them. They saw it firsthand why it was important when we're working on a job together, and on a kind of a critical job. It's a high level job we're doing over there. What we're working on is very involved, a lot of moving parts, but the brothers, boom, man, it was like an NBA basketball team in the finals where, you know, you work together. It's teamwork, and everybody functioned. They were professional, and they could see it. The people that were there at the workplace, they could see the professionalism and the seriousness of all the brothers, and you can attribute it back to how we're functioning here at Straitway, Florida, how Straitway as a whole operates, the path that Pastor Dow has us on, and at the end of the day, all come back to the word, walking the word out in spirit and in truth. And it's the physical manifestation of that, where you see brothers not operating like knee brews. We call them knee brews, Negro brews, knee brew Israelites. They weren't operating like that. They were operating like Hebrew Israelites. I could tell you, we were doing a job at I think it was at a daycare. We were doing a job, and this guy asked us, "Who are y'all?" Because he's seen the degree of professionalism we operated in, you know, and that's a blessing there. You know, there wasn't no arguing, wasn't no nothing. It was like a team. It was like a NASCAR pit crew. Everybody know their job and they doing it. And that's how you got to do. But I'm telling you, y'all, it takes a high degree of spiritual development to function on that level. And again, when I look in the Hebrew Israelite community, I don't see that. I just see a lot of Negroism and not Hebrewism. Somebody put, "Bless you, fellow brother in Christ. I am so happy I took you from the Hebrews." Hallelujah. Funny, man. So yeah, man. So going back, not getting off topic, not going off on a tangent. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I don't want to get off topic. I want to stay on point. Is putting the Hebrew Israelite community issues in the proper perspective and looking at the big picture, man. And I'm telling y'all that, because a lot of these so-called Hebrew leaders out here in the so-called Hebrew Israelite community, they're not gonna hear this. But I'm talking to y'all as their audience, man. Start looking at what these assemblies, camps, ministries, all these places that call them, there's a ton of them out there. What are they doing? Now listen, don't jump the gun here. Ask yourself, what is this Hebrew leader that I follow? What is he doing for my life? That's what you need to ask. I've seen some, when I was part of some of these Hebrew Israelite ministries and stuff like that, I've seen people year after year struggling with the same sin. That was sad. Let alone in the same economic predicament, in the same relationships, in the same stuff that got them bound. No change year after year. Sad. And nobody pushing. Now, mind you, there's people like that in every ministry. But what I'm saying, what are the leaders pushing you to do? Or are they telling you you're all right as long as you listen to my teachings? You know, as long as you tune in to my Shabbat messages and hit thumbs up. You know, you see what I'm saying? That's what you got to ask yourself. You know, that's what you got to be looking at. So, so you ask, what are the action steps? Like I said, man, be about that action, man. If it ain't no fruit, you need to go find somewhere that's bearing fruit. What I tell you, call the dining hall number. Call that number that's behind Pastor when he does his videos. Call it. And there is a Straightway assembly near you. Wherever you are at, there's one near you. Call that number and go out there, reach out to the brothers, meet them, and test the boat. See if it's what I'm claiming it to be, what Straightway claims to be. See if it is. It says, try all things and hold fast to that which is true. That's how I move. That's in a good way. That's how I live my life for the most part. Is I try all things and I hold fast to that which is true. You see what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do. So yeah, y'all, man. If y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, definitely put them in there. Somebody said, bless you, sir. Having a chance to visit Straightway, Florida. I saw you brothers were very serious. We are. Hey, look, man, I tell, you know, at the end of the day, the word says, hey, the issue, if you look at the main idea, the issue through the whole Bible is Israel would not listen. Not even Israel would not listen. It's a nation that was not obedient. They wouldn't do what they were told to do. That's the theme of the book, okay? And that's the main issue with this nation, with us. You see what I'm saying? Down here, Straightway, Florida, you know, saying you're going to do something holds a lot of weight. In Straightway, saying you're going to do something, doing what you told to do, you know, that holds weight. You know, it's like, I'm telling you, man, it's, you know, your word, you know, I'm telling you, it's a big deal. And listen, doing what you're told is a superpower in this day and age. I mean, you're like a superhero. If you can be told something and you actually do it, and you actually do it with excellence, it is a superpower. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So let's see. Somebody said, I saw you brothers were very serious. Also, I guess he's saying, I would suggest that no Israelites eat out at restaurants. Man, let me hit on that. I'm glad you put that in there. So check this out. Now, sometimes, yeah, you're going to have to eat out somewhere. But when you get some serious-minded people who are serious about the word, and y'all move in together like we have here, the sisters here have a cooking schedule. So it's not one sister cooking every day getting burned out, but the sisters have a a cooking schedule that they cook the food in. We get home cooked meals every day, and the food's better than food you would get at a restaurant. Uh, if you're not if you're not a food addict, if you're not a food crackhead, you know what I'm saying? If you're not hooked on hamburgers and shit like, but yeah, that's a good aspect of it. It's hard when you're an individualite or isolationite, and it's just me and my family, up in this house, out in, by myself, and my wife work, and I work, and my children are in school, and when I come home, when everybody come home, they don't even feel like moving from wherever they dropped that. So you're gonna have to call a Uber Eats in or whatever and eat some slop that you don't know what the hell's in it. But when you come together and you live, you forsake not the assembling, and you assemble yourselves together for real and come together economically and socially and all that, then you're more powerful and you're not relying on these other nations to eat their poison. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see. All right, y'all putting some comments in. Yeah, bring the comments in, man. I'll hit y'all's comments. All right, Michael put, doing what you're told, obedience is a superpower. Hallelujah, bless you. And the Florida Saints, Brother Mike. All right, appreciate that. Lopez put, pork touches everything. It's all nasty quality as well. Yeah, I'm telling you. And y'all know I be drumming on that. Me and the brothers were talking yesterday, man. We talking about how at Zaxby's, man, the way they got that place set up, you can't even see what the hell they doing to that food back there. All they got this little the counter thing go up this high, and all you see is some dude's eyes back there. You be looking there. You don't know. Some will have tattoos all over their head, and you like, they back there, and he back there. You're like, man, what the hell is that? Like, and then when you get that food, boy, you tarrying over that food, praying. You're like, Lord, help this thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Look, y'all set stuff up to push you in the direction you need to go if you're not listening. Because he know we have a hard time listening. Sometimes he'll push us and shove us in the direction we need to go. But like I said, man, the only ministry I see making provisions and actually moving and countering all the wickedness I see manifesting and growing in this culture is Straightway. I don't see anybody else doing anything. I don't see anybody else training, preparing, and getting things in order for for this beast society, this beast system that's consuming, is trying to consume everybody in it. You see it. Every direction you look, they're trying to consume you into this society, and make you wicked, basically. Make your children wicked, Me and the brothers were talking about, our children, like my children, Madison, I think is 12. Sammy is 10 or 11. Boy, I know I messed that up, but I'm pretty sure I got that right. But anyway, they know how to cook, clean. They know these plants out here. They know how to plant them. They know how to harvest them. They know what a lot of herbs do. They know about their body anatomy and their organs and how they work. You know what I'm saying? They know what certain foods do when you eat them. And this is a very critical thing. People not knowing that they're putting stuff in their mouth and they don't know what it does. Like, why would you put something in your mouth and you don't know what it does to you? Like, people put more emphasis on their clothes or on their cars or on so much other things of wanting to research and know what it does. But the very stuff you put in your mouth, you don't know what the hell it do to your body when you take it in. Like my children know what the grapes do when they eat them. They know what all these different foods do when they take them into their body. You know, so if you got them next to some high achiever child in the public school system where they just teach you how to regurgitate what you're told, like my children stand out because it's like, yo, they know practical real world knowledge. They know the dangers out here. They know what's gonna mess them up. They know what's evil. And it's like my children are light years ahead of these children. Not in math and geometry and all this stupid stuff that'll still have you dead by the time you 30 if you don't know. But my children know the landmines of life. That's what they're being taught here. They still learn their math. They got their workbooks where they do all the stuff that this beast system wants them to learn. You know what I'm saying? But I bet my daughter knows that she's a female. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, your ass know how to do calculus and you in 8th grade, but you don't know whether you a man or a woman. You know, like shit like that. You know, they know how dangerous relationships are. Because I don't care, you could be a super celebrity. If you ain't been properly educated on relationships, you might screw your whole damn life up. Or you could be you could be a person who barely know how to count to 10 and don't know how to read at all. But if you understand relationships and proper dieting, you're gonna live a long, prosperous life. Y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all understand what old Michael Israel is trying to bring out here. Just being practical. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I done talked to y'all before about how I graduated high school. I didn't know whether I was going to graduate. The highest math I went to is I got a B in a geometry course. That's as far as I went in math. Okay? And look, I could tell you, you know, oh, don't get me started, boy, on what I've seen with relationships. Y'all already know that. Y'all know we had a long season here, spiritual combat of relationships, educating brothers and sisters on relationships, to which I still get calls to this day. People still looking at those videos, blessing them, helping them get their stuff together, you know, transition and all that. It's not, y'all, don't get deceived by the status quo that they're jamming down your throats. This is so good. I just saw, what country was that? It might have been in Europe or it might have been here. I just watched this news thing yesterday where all these doctors died because they got the shot, still got the Rona and died. Doctors. You know, I got so much ADD, I couldn't even think about being a doctor. I get distracted. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? My children are educated enough to know of what to eat to cleanse their lymphatic system, what herbs to take to cleanse their lymphatic system, so that if they get this thing, they will live. Let's hit on this real quick on what we got going on. There's gonna be more herbal stuff coming out here soon. A brother reached out to me. I'm gonna get back to him. Somebody got the Rona, and he wants some herbs for it. So I'm gonna send him some stuff because we're not really making the antiviral tea we were, because we're adding some stuff to it. So I'm gonna just put one together for him so that I can send that out to him, and it's gonna be kind of the new one we're making, because the new one we're making, not on the one we had before was mainly for your respiratory system to cleanse it out, because they were saying it was a respiratory illness. So all the stuff we had was stuff to cleanse out your kidneys, not your kidneys, cleanse out your lungs and your respiratory system, your upper respiratory and your lower respiratory, and to tonify it and reinvigorate and rejuvenate it and get all that mucus out of there and help it fight in the respiratory system. That is what that it had: mullein, elecampane, and elderberry, and it would fight there. But come to find out now, yeah, this thing passes the blood-brain barrier. So this thing fully gets into all it will penetrate and infect any weak tissue in your body. What a virus, what these viruses do is they find a weak cell in your body and they penetrate it, take it over, and use that cell to replicate itself. Okay. And what happens when it takes the cell and it starts replicating itself, it doesn't replicate itself perfectly. There's little errors in the replication from the original virus that infected that cell, and that's where you get variances from. And that's what makes it so dangerous, because it just keeps replicating. At some point, it's going to hit a perfect replication that's lethal, contagious, and all that. Now, a strong immune system, nothing stands a chance to it. So if your immune system is strong, I don't care how it replicates, it's going to get fought off. It's going to just annihilate it, okay? But most people, because they eat the SAD diet, the standard acidic diet, or the standard American diet, because they eat that diet, their lymphatic, immune, they're both the same. They're both the same system. That system is all backed up and overwhelmed, and it can't fight this thing that they got spreading around now. So that is the whole thing. That's what's going on. Okay. But, you know, we got to get out of the worldly wisdom and get into righteous biblical wisdom. We got to stop eating the man-made foods and start eating the Yah-made foods. And when I say the Yah-made foods, I'm talking about, I'm not saying become a veggie brew. Okay. What I'm saying is, like Pastor, he said they grow their cows out there and they eat their cows out there. But that crap in the store that they call meat and all that, for the most part, that's man-made stuff. You don't know what they feeding it. You don't know how they slaughtering it. You don't know what the heck. So it's like, yo, but that I'm gonna hit on that in another video. I know I went big on health in that last video I did. A lot of y'all need to check out that video I did before this one. I forget what the title of it is. I'll tell you what the title is. You need to check that out, because I went in deep and basic on health so that anybody can understand it. And it's just important information in there. So yeah, I'm not saying be a veggie brew and all that stuff like that. The last one, the last video I did, is that a daggone mosquito or a fly? Okay, it's a fly. The last one I did is overcoming food addiction, and it got a picture of Tyrone Biggums on there with them ashy lips, like. So yeah, y'all need to check that out, man. But it's real. People of light just put in the comments, it was Indonesia where that happened. All these doctors that are educated for 10 years or so in this stuff, like high level education, passing from this thing. Okay. Me, what I did yesterday, I've been detoxing all week. in stages. Initially, I took my kidney adrenal tincture to open up the drain valve, basically, and then later on, I started taking my digestive powder to open up the other drain valve. And yesterday, I started taking my blood lymphatic cleanser to begin draining the system, get the system draining and moving. And that's what I've been doing, man. Been on a mostly fruit diet. Okay, I'm just keeping it 1,000. I got the crunchy munchies yesterday, and I needed something crunchy, and I did snap in front of Koya, and I ate some corn chips with peanut butter. That's one of the things I had, because I don't want to eat flour, but I did eat a grain, so I had that, but I kept it moving, you know. So that's what we've been doing. All right, I read somewhere the test breaks the blood-brain barrier when they put the swab up there. Don't know how true that is. Yeah, like I said, what I do, there's a lot of conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but I test all things and hold fast to that which is true. So how did I test that? The fact that the coronavirus breaks the blood-brain barrier? Well, I listened to MedCram, which is you got what's up, Coy? What do you need? Okay, so I watch MedCram, and they have doctors talking about a lot of medical stuff. They try to keep the medical jargon to a minimum, but sometimes it could be, you know, but they were breaking down how it actually, the way they say COVID operates is it finds the weakest tissue or the weakest cells in your body, which your tissue is made up of cells, and it finds the weakest cells in your body and it penetrates them and it hijacks them, uses them to replicate itself. And they said, and it can pass a blood-brain barrier. And so that means it can actually affect your brain. And then looking at some of the symptoms I've seen people having, like memory loss and symptoms mimicking Alzheimer's and all this, and nervous system issues and people becoming paralyzed. That's just some. There's all types of symptoms you see people having. So that is telling me that what they're saying lines up with what I've seen firsthand, symptoms I've seen people having firsthand. So that's why I come on here and I say, yeah, it can penetrate the blood-brain barrier. But same thing with the lymphatic blood cleansing herbs I have that Yah made. The Yah made medicine, not man-made medicine, Yah made medicine that Yah has. These herbs, chaparral, cleavers, burdock root, plantain, like all these herbs cleanse and rejuvenate and these same tissues. Okay, they hit these same tissues. Speaking on that, my throat, like there's a point I had, my throat was feeling junky, a little junky, like something was there. This is a free little herb tip. I made a cloves tincture. Okay, I let cloves sit in some alcohol for a little over a month or something. Extracted it out, so I got a little tincture. And if you take that and take a drop of that without watering it down, man, you can feel it burning. It's powerful. So I took some of that, put it in some water, shook it a little bit, drank it, gargled it a little. That cloves on the ORIC scale. The ORIC scale is a scale of the antioxidant power of foods and substance, you know, food stuff, herbs, you name it. And cloves is one of the highest on the ORIC scale. Antioxidants mean, in a nutshell, basically means it will kill foreign stuff that's in your body, basically. So it will cleanse and kill anything that's not supposed to be in and around the cells in your body. And boy, that stuff, that's a good one. You just take a couple drops, shake it around in water, gargle it, swallow it, and whatever's in there ain't gonna be happy. All right, somebody said, I call it a y'all packaged food, laughing out loud, whether it be animal skin or fruit skin. Yeah, y'all packaged foods. It's just you gotta be careful with, but you know, I would eat the grocery store meat before I would eat like the flour and grains and the processed foods that's in all them packages and all that. But you know, there's a hierarchy of food I'm willing to eat, but you know, like y'all need to watch that show I did last week. It's all about food addiction. I'm gonna be doing more shows. One of the things I'm gonna be talking about in the next show is how you should never go hungry on some of these fasts or cleanses. Okay, I mean you're gonna go hungry if you're doing like a water fast or a dry fast. I understand that, but these other but water fast, dry fast, and the juice fast are advanced fasts for people who are advanced in this. They're not for that. I'm not even at that level yet. You know, I mean, I'll do maybe a 1 day dry fast for like the Day of Atonement, stuff like that. But yeah, it's not for somebody who's still going to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. All right. So, but yeah, those some good questions there. But yeah, y'all, that's what it is. Let me check my talking points. Getting back, just kind of summarizing. Let's see. Oh, one last thing. This is important. Is this goes back to what the reason why a lot of these ministries out here, why you don't see anything happening. And this is in every ministry though. You see a lot of people that they don't grow, regardless of what ministry they're in, whether they're in Straightway or whatever. It's just Straightway is an environment conducive to growth. The teachings Pastor Dow teaches, no matter who you are, they always challenge you. And just the ministry as a whole, the system of the way it's set up is environment conducive to growth. These other ministries are not. They're environments conducive to stagnation. And if you do start growing, they will cut you off or kick you out. Some of y'all know about that there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. But when you get in an environment conducive to growth, one of the things that I see is lacking on a high level in a lot of people is motivation, but not so much motivation, but commitment and discipline. Because motivation is a spark that'll get you going, but commitment and discipline is what keeps you going when there is no motivation, but you know the goal and you just go on even though you don't feel like it. That's commitment and discipline, and there's not a lot of it out there. You know what I'm saying? But King David had commitment and discipline because, you know, he didn't have a spirit of fear. And think about that. That's why I'm going to go in. I say this all the time, man. Man, listen, this is going to put an end to all the silliness going on out there. All these people digging in books like they daggone, you know, I don't know. They digging in books like something magical is going to happen when you could read the Bible on the surface level. Listen, during King David's time, not only did they have all the books, Yah was dealing with them firsthand, talking to people, interacting with them. They were a full nation. They had the libraries, they had the culture, they had it all. And was not the whole nation of Israel all up on the hill scared with a spirit of fear, except for one, and that was King David. And they knew it all. They had it all. So that goes back to, I'm telling you, y'all stop digging in them books till you go. It's like, man, y'all trying to figure out all this advanced information and going to all these books and all this stuff. And you don't even understand the basics. Like, get yourself out of the hole you in. Get the people around you out of the hole you in, economically, health-wise, spiritual-wise, and start building and get in a place, come together as a nation. So where in doing those things right there, you're going to get a deep understanding. You won't have to read but one chapter in the book, and you're going to be good, because it tells you everything right there. I mean, when you start walking this thing out and you begin getting the cadence that y'all want us to be moving at, the Bible just, all you see is the Bible just repeating itself from all these different angles. That's it. Telling you, man. All right. But you ain't going to be able to do this unless you have commitment, and you ain't going to be able to be committed to nothing unless you have some self-discipline, some willpower, some faith. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we got plenty of tools, you know. We got spiritual tools that Yah has provided to us. It's right there in the Bible. We got instructional tools, the word of Yah. We got teaching tools. We got leaders. We got ministerial tools and lifestyle tools. We got ministries that's doing this, that's showing the example. We got everything we need. Which you see with a lot of people, just they simply lack discipline. That's it. Period. Okay? Y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all understand what I'm saying. If y'all understand where Michael Israel's coming from, what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, y'all. Put that in there. And I'm looking here at my list, and look like I done exhausted most of all my talking points. So I'm pretty much gonna be wrapping it up here. Me and the brothers, we got a slow morning this morning. We're not really hitting the vehicles too hard today because we actually got a IntelliCon job we're gonna be doing. So we're gonna be getting after that around noontime when the venue opens for us to do the work in. So y'all definitely be praying for us to stay engaged, to stay growing, to be staying wise, and you know, to stay on the path. All right, Crazy Gardens, but for sure, most people can't be the simple on the surface commandments yet want to eat more than they can handle, gluttonous spiritually. Yeah, man, that's good. That's, man, the gluttony thing. Hey, but check this out. There's a spirit of gluttony, but check this out. What I found, just doing what I'm doing now, being on this fast and this detox I'm on, without being too graphic, when I start implementing the digestive powder, it basically, right from the beginning, it cleansed out this gooey tar stuff right up out of me. The stuff wouldn't even flush down the daggone toilet. It was so gooey and tar. And what I've noticed is that my appetite is like very minimum. Now, yesterday I ate pretty good, but it's just, you really ain't starving all the time like that, you know? eat one big meal a day. And there was one day this week I didn't even eat one big meal. Just Koya made soup. It was like what was that? Kale and sweet potato soup. I had one bowl of that, went to sleep. That was it. Like barely, not even eating that much, you know. And energy levels is through the roof. It's good. Well, not through the roof. My energy levels are beginning to come back up. I'll put it to you like that. Okay. So yeah, man. You know, it's like, so a lot of that gluttony, like these foods that one of the things they do to these man-made foods is, in order to make them last longer and to keep you craving them more, what they do, they prepare the food and manufacture the food in a way to strip as much nutrients off the food as they can. And they know if they strip all the nutrients off the food and put sugar in it on top of that, because there's no nutrients in the food, your body's gonna keep craving more food because you're eating, but you're starved because you're not getting the nutrients you need. On top of that, they put sugar in it to make you get even more addicted to it. You see what I'm saying? So with these, on top of that, the way these foods break down, they gum up your intestines and your colon and all that. And you just got to eat more and more to satiate yourself. And you end up getting what? Fat from the sugar that's in it. I talked about that in the video I did last week, how that sugar does you. You know, how your body do with that sugar. Somebody said, thank you so much for your knowledge. Where can I buy the clove tincture? You need to email me. What I'm doing is I'm making a whole line of herbal products, but again, I ain't selling y'all nothing that I don't test myself, that I can't verify works. Okay, so but the clove tincture does work. But what I need to do is, we haven't packaged it and done the labeling and the bottling of it to put it out there. But if you email me, I'll sell you some. It ain't gonna be no it ain't gonna be no beautiful looking label. I'm gonna put a sticker on it and I'm gonna put clove tincture, you know what I'm saying? And we'll mail it out there to you, but it works the same. It's powerful. So just send me an email. My email's right there on the screen, info@spiritualcombat.org, and we'll get it out there to you. We don't have it all set up to sell in mass, but we're working on having all that done here soon. It's just we're very, very busy here right now. You know, Koya Israel she's getting ready to, she's gonna be blessing Israel with some, because when I tell people, don't eat grains, don't eat sugars, don't eat this, don't eat that, and when I tell people that, what I don't do is say, here, you should eat this. Well, Koya's gonna be coming. She's actually gonna be testing one tonight. She's gonna be making meals that are they're meals that detoxify and cleanse your body. So they're totally healthy, rejuvenating meals with some of these herbs already in them. And they're gonna be healthy and they're gonna taste good. So she's gonna be doing that, and then I'll be doing shows with her cooking them, so y'all can see how to make those meals. You know, so we're pretty busy, but we're gonna get that out to you. All right, somebody put, thank you so much for you. Okay, we ready. All right. Okay. Found that. Okay. Facts. Okay. So yeah. So that's what we got. We'll be, more information is coming, y'all. We're gonna be getting it out there to you. So, but anyway, with that said, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this show up. Been on here, for an hour and 39 minutes. Wow. But I hope this was a blessing to y'all. If it was, y'all need to hit the like button, and y'all need to share these videos, especially if you're on Facebook. Like, share, put in the comments the type of results you're getting, when you see this video, write in the comments if you're seeing results with doing some of this stuff I've been bringing out on here. Let me know if any of y'all have undertaken the 40-day no grain, no sugar fast. You can eat meat, you can eat your dairy, you can eat all that other stuff. I just want to see how y'all do with no sugar, no grain. It can be tough. I understand it can be tough. Don't starve yourself on that diet. You know, make sure you're eating good, but no sugar, no grain. You know, so let me know how you're doing on it, how you did, how many days you were able to go. You might not be able to do 40. You know, but yeah, try it. Let me know if you lost weight, because I mean, man, that weight will start melting off quick. It'll blow your mind. Like, you could get real skinny real fast on that thing. Like, in about 40 days, if you discipline, you go no sugar, no grain, you'll be blown away at the results you get. So anyway, with that said, y'all, I'm Michael Israel. I'm headed Straightway, Florida, down here in Florida. The host of the Spiritual Combat Show. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap this broadcast up. Appreciate y'all. Shalom, shalom.